It's your girl Nisi here with Wild Pear Tarot. Thanks so much for tuning in to my YouTube channel. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm a tarot and oracle reader, also an alchemist and a light worker. I mainly do celebrity readings, but I also do pick a pile and channeled messages for the collective. So thanks so much for tuning in. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. All right, y'all. Well, I wanted to do a pick a pile reading. The energy is quite vivid and strong right now, and this can be kind of used, this pick a pile reading can be used for the future, or it could be used now if it resonates with you now or later. So for any pick a pile readings, pretty much what you can do is look at each pile, see what resonates with you the most as far, trust your intuition, see what resonates with you the most, and then choose which pile to receive your message. Now, if there is more than one pile that you are leaning towards, or do you feel is intuitively resonating with you, then you can choose more than one pile. Okay, so let's go over the piles and then we'll get started. So pile number 1 is the red tiger's eye stone, this very beautiful stone here. Okay. The next is purple amethyst for pile number 2. Purple amethyst for pile number 2. And for pile number 3 is the carnelian. The carnelian crystal. All right. So take a couple of deep breaths. You can pause the video to tune in to what intuitively you're connecting with. Look at each pile, see which one you would like to hear your message. All right, if you chose pile number 1, the red tiger's eye, welcome. Welcome, my pile number 1 people. All right, so let's get into the cards and the messages that are coming through for you. So I'm going to start out with the tarot cards that came out and the messages specifically that's coming through, and then we'll get into the oracle cards. I'm using both tarot and oracle cards for each pile. All right, so we have the 2 of fire, or the bee balm. The 8 of water, or the valerian. The 5 of wands. And the 2 of wands. The 2 of wands. So this is really interesting. So some images, some visions came to me as I was preparing each pile. And I'm going to go over the messages that Spirit brought up, and then get into a much deeper message as far as what Spirit, wants you to know. So a couple of things came up as I was shuffling and preparing this pile. So I had a vision of an elephant who was running through fire. It was running, the elephant was running through fire. And it was sounding its trumpet, right, and making its noise, and it was such an interesting, vivid vision that came through. And I also got the word tenacity. I also, interestingly, it's this card came out, it flipped over, so I kind of knew what came out. But before this card came out, I had a vision of a pot of tea. And this card flipped out. So this is quite on the nose, or a bit of confirmation as far as what I was envisioning, and the card that came out that aligned with it. And then I heard Beyonce singing, and she was just, how she does her like lulls and her runs. Like, I was just hearing her voice just kind of swelling, and just this beautiful like aura of her voice. So tenacity, though, is key in this reading. This is about so Spirit wants you to know that the message that I'm hearing is, don't be a fool and don't be a martyr. Don't be a fool and don't be a martyr. This is not the time for you to let up. Whatever it is that you feel as though you're competing against, you're going against the grain, you are being met with some resistance by others as far as maybe your ideas or your perspective, or choices that you want to make that may not be in alignment with others. Don't you let up. Don't you let up. You fight for yourself. You fight for your vision. You fight for what you see, and you trust that. You fight for what you see and you trust it. It's very important that you have that mindset and that outlook moving forward, because it's going to take you to this next step that's coming up for you. I'm hearing in the spring, summertime, there's going to be some new opportunities coming forth, because you dug into your heels, you stayed strong, you felt the weight of the choices that you've made, and you trusted yourself enough to see it through. And that is you're going to see seeds grow from that. You're going to see seeds growing just from you standing your ground, despite the opposition, despite what things that have been thrown at you. I'm hearing the word, Spirit is telling me amend. So there are going to be some aspects of what it is that you may be doing or thinking about that may need to be amended. I think this is why the 8 of Water is kind of coming out, because there is something emotionally that you need to be attuned to, that's going to help bring everything together, that's going to help bring the vision much better. You see with the 8 of Water here, so this particular tarot deck that I'm using, it's called the Herbcrafter's Tarot, and I'll have a list of all the decks that I'm using for this pick-a-pile reading, but there's, with these 2 cards, there are herbs that are associated with specific cards in this particular tarot deck. So this is something that you can also utilize and look into. So the 8 of Water, this may be a time for you to, again, tap into that emotion, tap into getting some rest, taking a little bit of a time out, as you are, or a break, as you are kind of competing and, going against the grain, and maintaining your tenacity, because you need that energy to sustain you. And part of having that energy is getting the rest that you need, getting the sleep that you need. The 8 of Water, right? This is a picture of, a teapot and a tea on a nightstand. As you can see, there's the pillow right here. And then you see the window opening up to the lake and the moon. So it's just this beautiful setting here. But this is a time of like deep rest, of peacefulness, of, you know, when you are drinking a cup of tea before you go to bed, and just kind of relaxing and attuning to your emotional needs. So that aspect is part of what it is that you need to do in order to kind of maintain that energy as you are looking ahead, as you are seeing what your vision is, trying to mold it and shape it, possibly amend it, as there needs to be some modifications, but also as you are kind of, and Spirit keeps bringing up competition. So you're going to be hearing a lot of like opposing voices, opposing forces, people who might not necessarily be on your side or might not see things in the same way as you. And you either have to try to convince them or you're going to have to bypass them. That's very important too as you move forward in your journey. Okay, so some things to think about as you are moving forward. Again, don't be a fool and don't be a martyr. This is not a time to sacrifice. This is not a time to sacrifice your ideas, your opinions, your perspective, your outlook, or sacrificing yourself. This is really about you holding the fort, standing your ground. This is really about you, staking your claim, seeing what you can do with what you have. This is about staking your claim, but you need rest. You need to rest in between this journey, or as this journey goes along. You need to make time to rest, and to attune to your emotional needs, because it's going to help you amend the vision and the things that you want to have for yourself as you move along. All right, let's get into the oracle cards. Let's see what messages. So we have the duck. The duck, find comfort and balance in simple ways. You have support all around you. Yes, this is find comfort and balance in simple ways. Drinking a cup of tea, letting the night breeze flow through your window as you're laying down for rest, like making the time for comfort in your life, for your emotional needs being met. Very important here. The Falcon. Okay, the Falcon. Use your keen perception and skill in making decisions. Do not delay. Yes, very important here with this 2 of Wands and 5 of Wands energy. This is going to be you kind of, your perception is key right now. It's very important. How you see things. This is your skill. Use both of that when you're trying to decide what's next for you, what to do, how to move forward in your journey. That's very important. The last 2 cards here we have are and I'm just going to cover this up here. We have the seahorse and the canary spirit. Okay, so the seahorse, watch and wait. Yeah, for some of y'all, it's very important that you take some time to amend. Spirit brought up that word, and that's part of you taking a step back and seeing kind of what it is that you need to do. And that's very important. That's very important as you are moving forward. Also, for some of you, for more opportunities, also it's good to see from different perspectives. The interesting thing with the 5 of Wands is, and what's coming through here with what I saw with the 5 of Wands is for you to stand up for yourself, right? To stand up for yourself. That you have opposing ideas or people in your life, people or things or situations or experiences that seem to excuse me, that challenge you, and that can be a good thing, as far as being able to determine whether or not what you believe is are you really rooted in that, right? Are you really rooted in that? Is your perspective and your keen perception and skill, is that really, are you rooted in that enough to make decisions that will affect you and affect others? Are you rooted in that? And so also though, if you're not rooted in that, then it's an opportunity for you to try a different way. It's an opportunity for you to look at things in a different from a different perspective, from a different light, to see through the eyes of someone else. So consider that, as you're moving forward. That's also part of what the seahorse spirit, that energy is kind of coming forth as far as this message. The canary spirit, sing your own song. Yeah, that's very much in alignment with the tenacity and kind of standing up for what it is that you do believe in. If you feel you are rooted in that, if you feel unquestionable and it's fully ingrained and a part of your being and a part of who you are, part of your identity, then, continue to sound the horn, like continue to bring forth your authentic voice, your authentic ways of being, and to continue to, allow that to carry you through as you make different decisions and as opportunities come forth. So make sure that that comes through, that the music is in harmony, that you're in harmony with yourself. But also, another message here for pile number 1, nourishment. Take the time for nourishment. This card is coming up very, very heavily for me, as Spirit is like really bringing this up a lot. This is part of the energy that's coming through, right? Because with the Wands card, right, 2 of Wands, 2 of Fire. That energy is very much about your passions, and the 5 of Wands, right? It has that fire energy. So the Wands is very heavy in this reading, this particular pile, but you have the water here. And the water can either, completely take out that kind of passion and fire energy, or you can use it in other ways. In this particular way, fire is being used to heat up the water, right? Fire is being used to heat up the water. And so, and that water, with, of course, your tea, brings that type of nourishment. And it brings peace and calm, and you're able to tap into your emotions because you're getting that rest that you need, right? So think about that as you're moving along. Very important message for pile number 1. I really hope this resonated with you. If it did, please comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts and feedback. All right, pile number 2. Welcome, pile number 2, the ones who chose purple amethyst. I'm going to move this off to the side here. Thank you for those who chose pile number 2. All right, let's get into it. Let's see what the cards are saying here, what messages Spirit has for you. I'm going to do the tarot cards first because that's what is at the top here. Let's see what's coming through. Okay. All right. So we got the Moon card, Datura. The Moon card in Datura. This is, I'm using the Herbcrafters tarot. So with these, this particular tarot cards, there is an herb that is related to the particular card in each deck. So the sunflower. We have the Queen of Swords, and the Three of Pentacles, All right. So there were some visions and messages that came through as I was shuffling and preparing this pile, and it came through for each pile. But this particular one, a couple of things kind of came through, interestingly. Oh my goodness. Spirit is so amazing, y'all. So I was shuffling and I wrote some stuff down in kind of like my notes to prepare for each pile. And I was seeing a sunflower. I had the image in my head of a sunflower and lilacs. And that came through. That came through with the Magician card. And then I had a vision of a pack of dogs running through snow. But then it was like they kept getting deeper into the snow to the point where they couldn't run anymore. And all of them just kind of were running, and they like piled up on each other, and it almost like they were buried in the snow because the snow kept getting heavier and heavier, and they didn't realize how much snow there was. Like they were running, and then all of a sudden they're like caught up, they can't move anymore. And then I also saw, I had a vision of a referee blowing a whistle and saying like flag on the play. Another thing I had heard was, deep in the crevices of my mind, there is an outpouring of love for you. And I heard the Lizzo song, I'm Crying 'Cause I Love You. And On the Night Shift. Another song here, aside from the Lizzo song 'Cause I Love You, but On the Night Shift. So there's some hidden things happening here. There's something hidden here, right? The Moon card coming out is really about the subconscious and what it is that we don't see, but what is felt. Sometimes, things can be buried deep into, as I mentioned, the crevices of our mind that have, various effects on us that we may not fully see or understand until it starts to, kind of peek its way out and be illuminated. So the Moon and the Magician coming out, these two major arcana cards coming out is really powerful here. This is about your intuitiveness. This is definitely about what it is that you are being shown, what it is that you can you need to fully or not fully, but immerse yourself in more deeply. It could be something that for pile number 2, if there is something that you're studying or practicing or wanting to learn, this is a time to start shifting into a deeper consciousness, a deeper level of understanding, more study, like but at a deeper level, at a more even I would say granular level, just really getting into the depth of what it is that you're wanting to learn, because you're shifting into that space right now. So that's something that you really need to look at. This is usually the Magician is about alchemy. It's about what you can create, and you having the tools to kind of create that, you having the power to create that, you being able to take, you know, one thing, right, and blossom it and allow it to bloom and multiply. So there is definitely something that needs to be called forth here. I'm looking at the way the cards have aligned, and sometimes the ways in which the cards come out can show kind of like the story of something, or sometimes there may be like certain cards that come through more than others. But to me, I'm seeing how this is about how you are calling forth, you are bringing forth something that you have been deeply thinking about. You've already been thinking about it, or at least it's been in your subconscious. And so now it has to come to light, right? Now it has to bloom, it has to spring forth, it has to radiate. You have everything that you need. You have all the tools that you need. This is about manifestation. Now it's time to call it forth, to bring it forth. You have the mental capacity, the mental strength. You have the deep knowing, the intuitiveness, the awareness. Now it's time to bring all of those tools together and then to call it forth. So then you can start to see it materialize. You can start to see it materialize in the material world, right? So, you know, your ideas are they've already taken shape. They've already taken shape. You see how the moon here, this is very interesting. When you look at the moon card and you see how it's showing you each phase of a flower blooming and coming to life, right? You see it as like kind of the seed here, and then you see as it goes along until it reaches, you know, its full extent. And then it can shine and it can radiate and it can bloom and it can, right? And then you're calling it forth. You're continuing to command it. And then it materializes, right? It materializes. So for pile number 2, this is very much about what can you generate? What are you creating? What are you bringing forth? What are you manifesting? And you have everything that you need to see it materialize. You have everything that you need. This is not a time of doubt. This is not a time of stepping back. This is a time this is watering the plant, giving it the correct sunlight, giving it the right tools and love and care that it needs, calling it forth, speaking to it, speaking it, you know, commanding it, putting energy into it, so then it can materialize. It can materialize and it can multiply. And you're gonna have some help, some support here is vital. There's gonna be some support here with this 3 of Pentacles. There's going to be relationships around you to help you carry this along, right, to birth. So that's something to be really mindful of. This is really a beautiful, amazing reading here. Let's see what the oracle cards have come out. So the Peacock. Inherent wisdom is emerging at this time. Watch it and ready yourself for a rebirth, y'all. The Peacock. I wanna see your peacock, yeah, peacock. Sorry, that's an old Katy Perry song. Bluebird, you are being gifted with blessings of happiness and peace. All right, happiness and peace. What a beautiful, beautiful cards coming through here. Then we have the Cat Spirit. Claim your independence. Claim your independence. Put this over here. And then we have the Hummingbird Spirit. Be here now. So it's a call to action, y'all. This is your call to action. If you have been, you know, kind of still in your head about things, if you're still like, you know, nope, this is not the time for that. This is not the time. Continue in your self-awareness. Continue in your self-awareness. You know, let yourself be free. Let yourself continue to move from that space of like just in the mental to bring it forth, like start to shift, right? It's about starting that shift into, oh, this being in my subconscious, to it being in my conscious mind, to me speaking it, doing it, creating it, and then it comes forth. You know, that creation comes forth and it's in full bloom. This is also about mindfulness. This is about focusing your energy on the present, right? So knowing that you have been blessed with happiness and peace, knowing that these gifts are already there, it's already present. That's an aspect of the reading that you really need to be mindful of. Trust yourself, right? Trust that you know what is happening. Trust your experiences. Trust the lessons that you've learned. It's gonna help you as you regenerate and continue to, you know, create. And especially for those who are studying or moving and shifting into a deeper practice, a deeper study, maybe getting further education, learning a new skill, or maybe someone going through a certificate program, like any of those things that you're trying to do to deepen your understanding of a subject or a topic. Like, this is a sign that yes, you can do this. You can do it. It's going to you're going to meet your goal. You just have to get it from the mind space, right? Understand that it's at the subconscious level, and so now it needs to emerge into the material world. It needs to reach here. It needs to reach here. You see this woman here, how she's creating. She's creating and bringing it forth. Like, she's bringing forth this drawing because she's doing the work, she's doing the practice, she's doing it. She's doing it, right? So that's part of like the be here now element of like, she's doing it in the here and now. So can you. All right. So very powerful message for pile number 2. I hope that this resonated with you. If it did, please leave your comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. On to pile number 3. All right. Pile number 3. We are here with the carnelian stone. Pile number 3. If you chose pile number 3, welcome. All right, let's see what messages Spirit has brought forth for y'all. We're going to start with the tarot cards that come through. I use both tarot and oracle cards in this pick-a pile. So we're going to start out with the tarot cards. Okay, let's see what's come through. Okay. All right. Okay, so we have the Ace of Water and with the plantain. And as I mentioned in the previous piles, that I'm using the Herbcrafter's tarot, and I'll also make a list of the other decks that I'm using. But this particular deck has herbs or flowers and stuff that are connected to each card. So if I mention the herb or plant associated with that card, because it is something to consider for those that, you know, chose this pile and the other 2 piles. All right, so we have 2 of water, mallow. We have the Ace of Wands in the reverse, Ace of Wands in reverse, and the 6 of Cups. The 6 of Cups. Okay, so some images and some visions came to me as I was shuffling and preparing each pile, and I jotted down a couple of notes. It was really interesting. So for pile number 3, man, God is so amazing. Man, Spirit is so amazing. This is all confirmation, y'all. So I had, excuse me, so I had a vision of a horse drinking at a lake. It was quiet and peaceful. And look at this, right? The Ace of Water. Now, there's no horse in this, but this card coming out, and even with the other piles, it's just been so amazing. I love when Spirit confirms. So thank you, Spirit. I love that. So yeah, I had this image of a quiet, peaceful day and a horse at the lake, just, you know, bowing its head and drinking water. Just a beautiful spring day. And I also saw, there was a song with the lyric, "I'll give you everything and more." And I can't recall the song. It's I just remember that particular part of the song. I'm gonna look it up, of course, because songs are always coming to me. Oh my goodness. But then I also had a vision of a white thick line kind of following a path down the road. So I saw like a road, and then there was a white line just kind of on top of it, kind of just flowing through, and it was kind of moving down the road, you know, as the road is just kind of winding and turning, and the white line is just kind of following it. So this is definitely, for pile number 3, this is definitely about your path. And Spirit is also saying it is also about your past. It's also about your past and not allowing it to, if you've been allowing your past to have such an impact on you that it's removing your peace, that it's been taking away your peace, Spirit's saying you need to stop it. You need to stop it. You need to stop it right now. Because you're missing out on the peacefulness and the energies that are coming forth that you're supposed to be given so much, like, Spirit's like, you're being given so much grace and so much, space to, like, clear out that energy. Why aren't you doing it? Like, you have so much space. Like, God and Spirit they've been giving you, like, so much space and time and grace to kind of clear that energy out, for you to just enjoy your life, to enjoy the peaceful day, drink some water, like, chill by the lake. Like, you've been given that, and you're like, no, but I have to look back. Like, no, you don't, because it's draining your vitality, it's draining your life force, it's draining your life essence, right? You're focused on the past right now. What's going on, y'all? What's going on, pile number 3? You're focused on what was behind you, and you're almost like in a dream state where you keep, like, reliving what happened in the past, and, like, reliving, and not to say that there weren't good times, because with this 6 of Cups in upright, you're definitely looking at the energies of, like, childhood and childhood memories and, like, feel good things, right? So there is that component of it being in that type of dream state, and that element of the past that you're focused on, but it's not allowing you to carry that energy in the present. It's draining you, actually. It's draining you because you're focused on what was and not what is. And that's not carrying you forward. This is about you having to, it's time for new experiences. Y'all, like pile number 3, it's time for new experiences for you. It's time for you to feel new things, to see new things, to experience new things. Your journey is not over. Why are you stuck in the past? Like, Spirit is like, there's more roads that have to be traveled. There's more things to see. There's more things to enjoy, right? You see the hummingbird here, getting its nectar right from the flower, right? Two of water. This is 2 of cups. This is 2 of cups, Ace of Cups, right? A lot of cups energy here, a lot of emotional energy here, right? A lot of that energy, and it's the initial energy, it's building. So like you're missing out on building on that energy, like building on these feelings. You're missing out because you're stuck. You're stuck in the past. And not to say that things in the past weren't good or weren't easy or weren't fun. And that's wonderful. Like, you know, thank the Heavenly Father, thank the ancestors, thank the Spirit, you know, thank your guides, like thank your spiritual family above, right? Thank all of them for, you know, the good times and the bad, right? Thank them. But also it's time, another way that you can show gratitude is by moving on, is by moving forward. And you're not doing that, and it's starting to drain your life force and your essence. It's starting to drain your energy and your vitality, because it's like you're stuck in these moments that came and went. So it's really time for you to acknowledge that. And it's time for you to, you know, start to seek out and start your journey into new paths, into new roads, into new experiences. It's time for you to experience some new things. So prepare yourself. Allow your heart to open. Allow your heart to expand. I'm seeing some connections, some new connections coming through. And they might even remind you of the past, right? There may be some connections that remind you with the 6 of Cups energy, that remind you of the past, right? But they aren't. There may be some elements there, but they're not. They're here to bring forth the new. Allow the new to come in, y'all. This is be a little bit more vulnerable. Open your heart. Open your mind, open yourself up for more love, for emotional connection. This is really important for pile number 3, because that's surging forth. But Spirit is saying it's like you're not, there's the disconnect because you're stuck in the energy of the past instead of, you know, allowing it to kind of move away like a breeze, right? Allow it to be cleared away like a breeze and to bring in, you know, new energy. Bring in new energy. The feeling of this pile is like, man, I want to have a picnic. I want to have a picnic, y'all. Okay, let's get into the oracle cards here. So the Crow, universal laws and truths are now being revealed. Use this energy to create your reality. Yes. Okay. The Flicker, new rhythms are coming into your life now. You are encouraged to trust and adapt. Y'all, new experiences, y'all. It's time. It's time. It's time, okay? Like, Spirit's saying it's like, it's time. You can let go. You can keep it moving. We have the Mouse Spirit, tend to the small things. And this actually reminds me of the 6 of Cups card. Because you see the older or the teenage woman giving a cup to probably her younger self, right? And say, here, enjoy this. Like, enjoy this. So tend to the small things, right? That's also part of like the 6 of Cups energy. And the Deer Spirit, bring a gentle touch. Yeah. Oh, man. this is very like, this energy that I picked up from pile 3 is very like, it's like water flowing. I'm either in a garden or like near a lake. Like just the imagery and the visions coming through is like very soft and very vulnerable and very almost like a lullaby, right? That type of energy, that type of like daydream type of thing, that daydream type of state, which kind of has like that 6 of Cups upright energy, but you don't want to be stuck there, because whatever you're daydreaming, like it can actually come to fruition and be in reality, and you want to experience it in reality and not just in the mind. So that's not something, that's something to really bring forth. You know, definitely continue to be humble in what it is that you're doing. Do what is pleasing to you and to others. Like, this is definitely about putting yourself first, enjoying yourself, enjoy, like spirit's like, it's time to enjoy like life, enjoy the life in the here and the now, in the present. Bring a gentle touch to what's happening, right? So you can carry some of that 6 of Cups energy over, but just don't be stuck in the past with it, y'all. That's it. And also, this is also with the mouse spirit. This is about the subtlety of things. This is about the nuance of these experiences, right? So pay attention to that, right? As you start to step away from the past into the present, notice those small little things, the subtleties, the nuances, the small little shifts that are happening in your life and in the experiences that you are going through. It's gonna allow you to like enjoy things even more, because you're like, oh man, I didn't see that, or oh, that's coming to light now. Like these little things that you, if you're aware of them, if you have that awareness, oh man, it's gonna make your experience even more beautiful and lovely, and just like, man, just amazing, right? So even the little details and the small things are special. Even the little things and the small details are special, y'all. Don't forget that, okay? Don't forget that, pile number 3. All right, pile number 3, I hope that this resonated with you. If it did, I'd love to hear your comments and your feedback. Thank you so much. All right, y'all, that was my pick a pile reading for the collective. Man, I feel like I want to just soak in a warm bath. These readings are really great. I hope that they resonated with you. I'd love to hear your feedback and your comments, what you thought about the pick a pile readings. There's gonna be more readings coming up. I got more celeb readings on the way. I definitely have more pick-a-pile readings and more channeled messages for the collective on the way. Yeah, thanks for tuning in, y'all. So it's your girl Nisi here, Wild Pear Tarot, and I'm gonna catch y'all later. Bye.